Hi, I am Ben Wu, also known as Merlini. I work for Beyond the Summit. I am currently 26 years old. I graduated from Duke University with an undergraduate degree in biomedical engineering. I first started streaming in October of 2012, and I did an AMA in November of 2012, and that kind of opened my eyes to what the community needed at the time, what people wanted, how I could benefit just Dota 2 overall. And some people suggested that I do casting, and first to reach out to me was Epi of Join Dota at the time, and I casted a couple games with him. It went all right, and then later on, LD, also known as David Gorman, asked me to cast some Asian games with him, and that was kind of the start of me and BTS. I casted games on and off in December and early 2013, and my first big cast was the International 3 Eastern Qualifiers hosted by Beyond the Summit, and that was in May. And then after that, I've been extremely busy casting and loving it. I don't regret my decision of being a caster over a player. I had to make a decision at the time. I believe this was in 2010. I was like, well, I'm not making enough money to support myself from Dota. It wasn't Dota 2 at the time, and I had to make a decision whether I wanted to be able to support myself or bank on the fact that Dota 2 and Dota could potentially be big one day. So I was comfortable with my decision at the time. I do not regret it now. I understand that, yeah, maybe I could have been one of the best, but what if not? Then I'd just be one of the players in continuous struggle of finding a full-time job and being able to support myself. It's a tough life for those who aren't the best of the best. Yeah, it's a very glamorous life for Navi and others, but I am happy with where I am right now, and this job is a lot more sustainable than being a professional player. So my internet handle, Merlini, stems from a name that I just used in 7th grade when I played EverQuest. I played like Command and Conquer, a couple other games before that, but that was the only one that required me to have a unique online ID, and I chose that name, and it has stuck. I'm sure a lot of other players have regretted their decisions. Not that I do, but I think a lot of them are pretty funny, particularly EGM's Enter God Mode. See, I didn't really think too much of it at the time. There's a lot of things that you don't really think too much of at the time, and then later on you're like, well, I probably should have thought that moment was a lot more important, and that's probably one of them. Yeah. My mom is not completely on board with me doing computer game stuff in general. She just has this idea ingrained in her head that everything to do with computer games is childish, and I should be doing more important stuff, helping the world out, helping people out, like becoming a doctor, becoming a lawyer, something that can make a lot more money, and something that's traditionally viewed as much more respected in the community. My dad is kind of on the opposite foot. He's like, well, one, you can't do anything illegal. Two, don't ask me for money. And then aside from that, that's all he pretty much accepts from me. So me and him get along very, very well. My mom, she's a little bit at ends with me. Probably every other time that I call home, she's like, you should really consider going back to school. But I think as she's gotten older, she realizes that this is what's important to me, and I like doing it, and that she should be happy for me. Yeah, my Twitch stream is doing well. I appreciate all the viewers. I'm supposed to have a sub day today. You subs are wonderful, and mods, especially Fonzie, and it's alive and kicking. I think it's grown a lot since I first started out of my Chicago apartment in October 2012, and I just like it as an outlet for people to watch something relaxing yet informative, sometimes entertaining. That's not my main focus. Of course I want to have fun, and I want you guys to have fun, but if you want some Dota chillaxing and sometimes competitive isn't your thing, then you can head on over to my stream. I like working with BTS. I love the guys. I like LD. I like Gods. Those were the first two people that I met when I came out to LA. I also work with Lumi a lot, but unfortunately Lumi is no longer with us. I enjoyed working with him, and of course the New Blood is wonderful too. I kind of had like sketchy misgivings, but I was like, am I gonna like them? Am I gonna get along with them? Is the cast gonna be well? But everything has turned out peachy, as the Georgia Peach would say. I'm so bad with this zero. It's
actually pretty comical.